welcome to Walkerville 2012. For a long time we worked on this set, and the truth of it is what we did was we started when my wife gave me a couple of buildings. The buildings were all white, by the way. They did not have any color to them. In fact, they kind of look like this, so that you get perhaps an idea of what it takes to build something like this. Each one of them were individually painted and antique, so that they really came out looking as though they're real houses in a real village. And on top of it, the longer that we had the set up, the more opportunities there came for actually looking at what kind of a village is this going to be. And we decided that the village would be a 1930 village, which means from 1930 to 1940. And so everything here, including the horse and buggies and all the cars, are all the 1930 vintage. There was a reason for doing it that way. Most of my elderly relatives that lived in Dayton and the area around Dayton, there were two different sides of the family. There was the Walker side, which was my dad, and he grew up in the farm, and I learned a lot from farms about him when they didn't have two nickels to rub together, and that was a different way of living for those folks. He wound up as a tool and die maker, and but he and I hunted a lot together, and so we got to know a lot about the history of the Walker side, which came up from Kentucky late in the 1800s, early 1900s. On the other side of the family was the mayor's side of the family, and that was a whole different group of people. They came over. My great-grandfather came over from Germany and owned a meat market at one time, and that wouldn't be of any real use until you found out that the next door, where his meat market was right smack dab next to the place that made bicycles. And I think maybe if you take a look at the Wright brothers airplane, my great uncle made the propellers for the Wright brothers plane. The sad part is I didn't know that until long after he had passed away. But my great grandfather was also